More of a I don't work there, by user Esoterico Sealet. I used to work at a local ice cream store that did not offer any coffee or espresso, just ice cream, milkshakes, and smoothies. Another local ice cream store did offer a wide range of coffee and espresso drinks. The two had wildly different appearances/themes/brand colors. On night, a woman came in and we had this exchange. Woman, I want an affogato, ice cream with espresso poured over it. Me, I'm sorry, we don't offer any hot drinks. Other store does, including affogato. They are located a few blocks up the street. Woman, don't be ridiculous, give me an affogato. Me, I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude, but I believe you must have confused this store with other store. Woman, no. I've had it here before. Why won't you give me one? Me, I'm really sorry, I just can't give you something I don't have. Other store is just up the street on the RI. Woman, I want to speak to your manager. Me, I'm the only person here, but you could call tomorrow morning to speak with her or log a complaint on our website. Woman, I cannot believe this. Me. I really don't know what else to tell you, sorry. Other store has affogato and. Woman, ugh. Storms out. The next morning she called to complain to the manager that the very rude girl who was working last night refused to give me an affogato, to which the manager replied that the reason I refused to give her one was probably that we don't serve affogato and she must have us confused with other store. She yelled at the manager too and hung up. I remain baffled by this encounter to this day. Can you go in the back and check, by user Brown Barinka? In the freezer section of a grocery store, older lady asks if I could see any more frozen Blitzens. I told her I don't see any in the freezer, so she asks me to go check in the back. Yeah, lady, I don't work here. She then says okay, but can you just pop back there and check real quick, but now she's raising her voice, then starts yelling to just go check. I'm surprised. I look over to the meat department and the butcher is looking at me like WTF is going on over there. He just makes it to see her looking up at me yelling to just go check in the back. I just told her I don't work here and the butcher stepped in and asked if he could do anything for her as I didn't work there. As I walked away I can hear her say, if he doesn't work here then why was he helping me? Like lady, I was just being courteous. Lady snips at me and wants that I bring her a drink, in a museum, by user Tired Worker 27. Was in another country at a museum. GF was on the toilet so I wandered the gift shop aimlessly. Suddenly wild old lady appears and starts snipping until I react. She wants that I bring her a drink. Angrily I snip back at her, tell her that she's rude even if I were an employee, but I am not and that she should GTFO before I get angry. The stupidity and nerve of some people. The Curse of the Karens, by user Corvus Rock. I do not know what it is about me. Is it just auras? Is it the way I present myself? Or is it just the way I look? You may be wondering why I am asking these questions. Apparently, I, 38M, am a magnet for Karens in the wild and at my place of work. Due to my life as a graveyard shift employee at a hotel, my mornings are usually spent shopping for supplies to keep my aging ass from going insane and hungry. Location, the Bullseye store in a Texas city. Date, 2 months ago. Number of Karens, 1 speaking. 6 observing. On this particular day, I had a typical night. Those who work in the hospitality business know we never use the Q word. No major issues, everybody checks in with no hiccups, essentially, any normal average night. Upon the morning, I decided to go to my local Bullseye store for supplies. Unfortunately, my usual wall of marts was out of the supplies I needed. As I entered the grocery section, I got my necessary items with hardly any issues. I then turned towards the men's clothes section to pick up some needed garments. While I am searching for the right size, I felt a jab into my shoulder. I turn and see a woman in her mid-50s, blonde hair, cross necklace, in mid-90s fashion, we'll call her Karen. I think, oh, God. Not again. Karen, excuse me. A man of your stature can help me in this place. Me, ma'am, with all due respect, I do not work here. Karen, don't give me lip, boy. Just do what you are hired for and help me. Me, let out a very audible sigh, Karen, grabbing my shirt, be a good manager and help me. I notice an old friend working in the jewelry section set between me and the woman's section. Me, Jules. Jules, not her real name. Hey, OP. What's going on? Little did I know, There were 6 other ladies behind Karen now and they were all staring right at me. Almost as if they all want to talk to me and think that I'm a manager there. Why? My normal work shirt is blue, but it was being washed and I had gone to work wearing a deep red button-down shirt. Darker than the usual bullseye red, but very noticeable different shade of red. I smiled at Jules and decided on a genius plan. Jules knows that I have a mischievous streak and plays along. Me, Jules, can you help me with a demonstration? Karen, hey? What do you mean? Just help me, you dumb manager. Jules, ma'am, calm down. I'm sure he's got a reason. The group of Karens put their hands on their hips and carefully watch as I step next to Jules. Me, take a good look, ladies. I'm a man and Jules here is a woman. Karen, that's obvious. Me, take a look at my shirt and compare it to hers. Pointing at Jules' shirt, this is the standard bullseye uniform. Pointing to my shirt, this is not the standard bullseye uniform and this name tag clearly states a different business. What can we conclude from this demonstration? Karen, now realizing, you're a manager? Jules, nope. The man behind you is, not the man in front of you. All of the 7 Karens turned around and saw the incredibly well-built mountain of a manager, wearing the same color shirt as Jules. Manager, are we going to have to repeat the incident again, ladies? Or have you already forgotten what happened last time? Little did I know, this isn't their first offense. The Karens then apologize to me for assuming that I am an employee and quickly disperse. Jules, I think I may have to question my friendship with you, OP, I don't want the curse of the Karens to rub off on me. But you just looked in charge. No touchy, Kevin at a wholesale club, by user Infinite Breakfast 21. Long-time lurker thought it was my turn to contribute. This was on a Saturday spring of 2019 northern Utah. I was out shopping with my family errands. I realized I forgot diapers, which are located by the registers. I hurried to grab them because we were up next in line. As I was speed walking past the registers, I stopped for what I intended was a brief moment to find my husband. There is a trend amongst wholesale dads and their fashion choices. But that is a whole other story. Wholesale club employees, regardless if in management or work in customer service, all wear the same blue vest. I had a bright pink shirt on, no vest in sight. I was just about to take off in his direction when insert Kevin. Hey miss, I am talking to you. He proceeded to grab my arm. I was pretty stunned and taken aback, could not believe his audacity, responded, I'm sorry. Yeah. You better be. We need to find item XXYYY and I need you to help me find it now. Also these lines are ridiculous, don't you guys have better staffing for the busiest day of the week? He was practically spitting in my face. I had the utmost pleasure of smiling my best eat shit grin, removed myself from his grip, looked him directly in his now paling face and replying, as you can hopefully see, I don't work here. So I am not going to be of much help. You touch me again, that man over there, gesturing to my 6'3" husband, who at this point had turned around to see what my delay was, will not be very happy with you. He started stammering, I'm sorry, I'm just so frustrated and no one wants to help me and you just looked like you were in charge. I turned to the closest associate and said, excuse me, this man needs some help. Please and thank you. I felt bad about turning him loose on her, but at this point he had gone from angry bully to a humbled, quieted version of the man I had dealt with prior. Kevin turned to the associate, murmured on his apologies, smiled the same go F yourself grin, and said, have a better day. Had he not been so mean and physical, I probably would have tried to help him. But man, I feel for people in retail. No touchy.